American news is filled with violence and war and hate and strife, and this is the religion of America, the uh, voyeurism of other people's lives and problems to make the individual watcher feel superior, or at least fortunate enough not to have to go through this type of thing today. This is just the way it is, although the news has become nothing more than a running commercial, an infomercial, if you will, for law enforcement here. This is no coincidence, because the news, which is the media and law enforcement and the medical industry and big education, are all run by the people who took over America's currency long ago. They make the news in order to foster their law enforcement industry, which is a tax enforcement and basically an enforcement of their drug laws, which are taught to you in school to be correct. And that's all one big bunch of smoke and mirrors. And the more you are able to see their matrix, the more free you will be eventually. But it will take time, and the best thing that you can do if you really, really want to be free is to kill your television. Get on the net. You're here now if you're seeing this, and that's a good thing, so keep up the good work. One thing that I found alarming in the news lately, and today is about November 27, 2010, is that there's a new war beginning over in Korea, and it looks to be Obama's war. Every president must have a war, according to the zionists who run things here in America. Those are the people who took over our currency and our medicine and our schools and our law enforcement. And law enforcement shouldn't even be here, because that's illegal. And the control of the rest of them is illegal too, but it doesn't matter to them. They put us in debt and rewrite it the way they want, and then they teach you that it's correct, and you don't know any better. This war in Korea seems to be Obama's war, and every president's got to have a war. Bush had one, a long one, his whole 8 years. I'm amazed that he made it 8 years, but probably because they were spraying us daily with drugs and using wireless energy and mind control, growing the police state the whole time. That's what they do. That's what they are good at. Clinton had one over in Bosnia/Serbia. A lot of those people are here in New York. The refugees from that little altercation were debacle. Anyway, it looks like they're getting ready to shoo Barack Obama out of office after 4 years only, and put another one of their Republican puppets in. The guys who sit there and say, yeah, we want to balance the books, all the while just totally ripping off as much money as they possibly can and shoveling it to their friends overseas. This is just something that's fact. If you look at it, you study it, there's no way that you can gainsay that. That's just what they do. And so they're basically just trying to keep you within the two-party system, Republican or Democrat, which basically means Zionist, okay? And they've got you worshiping a male god of their race, and there's nothing phonier to me than a Jew preaching Jesus, because that's like, hey, worship me, and I don't believe any of that crap. That's just a bunch of lies too. It's all a bunch of piecemeal history. If you care and if you want to know about that type of thing, you can actually go and learn the dead languages, the ancient languages, because there's texts and script that will teach you just how barbaric and ignorant those people were back then. That's including the Romans, although the Romans were the first ones to admit that they had an incomplete picture. That's why they used the best of everyone they conquered, because they were like on a learning jag. They were on a learning quest. And actually, it's the Romans that got us here today as far as technology is concerned. So we shouldn't, they were the best of a bunch of primitive, ignorant, barbaric people. You read the old books, the old texts, or you just study history, the translations, you'll see, you have these priests and people like that trying to read all this holiness into that, and that's just a bunch of crap. That's ridiculosity, if you will allow me to coin that word. I don't know if that is a word, but it's a bunch of ridiculous stuff. What can we say? Anyway, as far as the law enforcement and medicine and schooling and other currency of this country being taken over by the Zionists, you better wake up and you better see what they have done to you and your children. We're in like the 5th or 6th generation of their predation, And I don't know if we can ever get it back, but, you know, here's trying.